My name is Zion, and I'm going to be talking about technology and the positive impact that it's had on us. When I talk about technology, I mean things like the internet, personal devices, social media, things in that regard. Many people say that technology is a bad thing and that it's ruining our lives, but I don't agree with that. So I'm going to start off by saying how I feel about technology, and then I'm going to go into the three areas that I feel technology has helped us improve in the most. And those three areas are the workplace, the educational system, and in our own homes. So I'm going to start off with how I feel about technology. How I feel about technology, I feel that it was very well represented in a book by Kenneth Goldsmith, um, and it's called in a book called "Wasting Time on the Internet." In this book, he addresses many different ways that people come at technology in a negative way, and he puts a positive spin on it. So I'll just give you one example. He talks about how people say that when they look around, all they see is people on their phones, and no one knows how to communicate with anybody anymore. This is a statement from his book. He says, "When I see people with their devices, what I see is people communicating with one another, texting, chatting, instant messaging, and I have to wonder, in what way is this not social?" So, what I get from this is that it's that there isn't we're not losing our ability to communicate. Rather, we're just communicating in different ways. And that's not a bad thing. It can actually be beneficial. Now I'm going to talk about one of the most picked on forms of technology, which is social media. We constantly see how people are misusing social media, but many researchers have found many positive things about it. They say that it's enhanced communication skills, it's increased the ability of youth to gain social success, and also created a platform for many communities to connect. So all this equals that youth are able to maintain a more positive internet image and learn how to use it to their advantage, which leads to increased job opportunities and awareness of their personal brand, being how they should behave and how to make themselves look good to other people. Now I'm going to talk about the three different areas that I feel technology has helped us. So I'm going to start off with the educational system. Many youth today are just receiving a high quality education, and that's an amazing thing. They're becoming more world conscious than ever before, and that can be due to updated textbooks and different news programs that are tailored towards students to make sure that they are globally aware. And information, there's just so much information that we have at our fingertips, and many teachers say that figuring out how to use that information is the key to a quality education. One educator from an article written by Cervanotska says that the integration of information technology and teaching is a central matter in ensuring quality in the educational system. So many teachers taking advantage of these online resources and different educational programs is allowing them to tailor their lesson plans to one that will fit more students' learning styles and learning paces, which will have a a positive impact on the students. So now I'll talk about how it's improved the workplace. We've all seen the changes that have come into the workplace thanks to things like email. As businesses expand and become more diversified and departmentalized, it can be hard to maintain communication. But thanks to things like email, that's becoming easier. One person is able to reach thousands of people through a single message. There's no need to call a meeting every time a policy changes or an error needs to be addressed or something important is happening. It can be done through a few clicks on your computer, which is definitely helpful. It saves time, it's more efficient. And there's also different ways that the employers can help their employees to become better workers and more equipped to do their assigned tasks through things such as computer-based learning assignments, um, the ability to look at their company's policies at any given moment. All these things are thanks to modern technology. So now where we've probably seen the biggest impact of technology is in our own homes. So I ran across an article by Amy Williams where she brings out countless uses of technology that we overlook and it would be hard for us to live without. So I'll just name a few of them. She names collaborative calendars that you can use to coordinate schedules of a whole family. being able to contact your doctor through your personal advice, which was unheard of a couple years ago. The ability to pay bills online, the ability to check weather. It's hard to imagine ourselves without being able to have those things available to us. And it's hard to deny the practicality of things like cell phones and other electronic devices whenever we can use them to do such beneficial and useful things. Imagine our lives without being able to track the latest storm or check the time on our phone or share pictures of our family with each other. It's just almost impossible to imagine our lives without things like that. Now, I'm not saying that technology is completely positive and that nothing ever goes wrong. That's very false. Children are being exposed to things that are not age appropriate. Cyberbullying has become an epidemic, and false news is spreading like wildfire. While all these things are true, there are certain steps that we can take to avoid falling victim to these. So being aware will help us to take steps to avoid things like that. And whenever we do that, we can make the most positive use of technology. And I think that we can all agree that we've come so far thanks to technology, and it's improved the quality of our lives, and especially in the three places I mentioned, the education system, the workplace, and in our own home lives. Our quality of life continues to improve through the many breakthroughs of technology, and we can only imagine what's going to happen in the future with technology. But in the meantime, I think that we should make the most of our circumstances by making sure we make a wise use of technology and really take our time to appreciate it.